of Creator Diaries. I'm your host, Sharnecia Jaii, and thank you guys so much for joining me today. Today, we're talking about what TikTok taught me about people. So, my first question to you guys would be, has social media made you trust people more or less? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, letting me know, has social media made you trust people or made you question people a lot more? I have a lot of different opinions and a lot of different thoughts whenever it comes to this, just due to my experiences, due to me being a live host on TikTok Live. When I first started TikTok, I thought that I was just learning TikTok. You guys have heard me say repetitively that one of my younger peers, when I was in Parsons, the new school of design in New York, she would always tell me, girl, the things that you do on Snapchat, people would love it if you did them on TikTok. And I never wanted to just only post videos because I had started later on down the years posting or going live on Instagram. One thing I noticed about when I finally downloaded TikTok, one thing I noticed about TikTok and TikTok Live was the girls were saying, "Can I get a rose? Let's get a rose." So that was one of the things that prompted me to want to be able to go live because I just wanted to be able to say that. I just wanted to say that so that I could get a rose. Because whenever I would go live on Instagram, people would send me rose emojis. And I thought that was so sweet. But if you really mean it, send me a real rose. So can I go live on TikTok? So when I finally got the capability, there was much more than learning to say, can I get a rose to learn? I was learning about people. I didn't realize I would be learning about people. One thing I learned about people is that they definitely will surprise you. Strangers will support you more than people who really, really know you in real life. You guys, I have experienced this firsthand. I have one person that I know in particular in real life, known them since I was about 8 years old, was in organizations with them and all the things. She comes to my TikTok lives often and just sits there and stares at me. I'll say, hello, so and so, just sits there. Sometimes she'll tap the screen. A couple of times she's sent me like 2 or 3 roses, but we'll just sit there. Then I meet the people randomly who come to my live and support my live daily, who, are daily support, whether they're talking in the chat, tapping my screen, gifting me, whatever they're doing. It's all dandy and great. It's a blessing because you don't have to do it. I'm not entitled to the things that these people that I don't know that I have met online do for me every single day by showing up and supporting me through gifting, talking, or just keeping me company by tapping the screen. But I will say it's a blessing. We are not entitled to those things. People do not have to do those things, but you would think that family and friends would be the biggest supporters, but most of the time that's not the case. I really love when people show up consistently. But again, it's not usually the people that you think are going to show up consistently. That's the amazing thing about being a live host. You never know who's going to show up. You never know the connections you can make or that you're going to make on a daily basis. It's amazing, really, for a person like me who loves people and love making those new connections. They could be lasting connections and you never saw them coming, you guys. And that's the amazing thing about being a live host on TikTok as well as on any platform, to be honest, because it's just full of surprises. You have unexpected friendships, and sometimes people can actually be kind on live. Now, there are times where you'll run across the doozies and the people who are kind of like awkward, or you can come across some mean, unwarranted examples of what you wouldn't want to come across anymore. So that helps you learn along the way how to move with certain people and the type of people you would like to involve yourself with, the people you would like to friend or follow back so that you guys can co-host with each other again in the future. Some of my biggest supporters of my journey weren't people that I knew already. They were complete strangers. Stranger. So yeah, so number two, the thing that I learned about people, the second thing I learned about people from TikTok is that not everyone who claps for you is happy for you. Okay? Like the difference between support and spectatorship. Some people are sitting there just waiting for you to fail. Some people are there rooting for you. Some people just want to see what's going to happen. Some people are just there to watch the show. Some people enjoy watching you, some people enjoy helping you. Some people secretly compete with you, especially if you notice that other people who are watching you are content creators or, live hosts. They might be competing with you, or they might be learning a thing or two from you so that they can be inspired by you. Some people will say that they're being inspired, but totally there to steal your whole identity and like personality and all the things. But the thing you have to remember about that is that even if they try to compete with you by trying to steal who you are, your personality, and all the things, it's not going to hit the same way because they're not you and they can never be you. So that's why I think it's great for anyone who wants to be a full-time content creator or a live host. Do it, you guys. Like, you were made as an individual because there is no other carbon copy of you. Like, we can never be the same person. You're always going to be putting out different content than the next person because we're just individuals, you guys. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it. Have you ever realized that someone was not rooting for you, you guys? I want to know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever realized that someone actually wasn't rooting for you? They were pretending to root for you or just there to be a spectator, as I was stating. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever experienced that? Hi, Hi, Jared, or is it Gerard? What's up? I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you guys for coming in and viewing. There was someone on here who was struggling, but her painting was fire. I offered to try and help, but it was a tricky situation. But how are you, kiddo? I'm good, you guys. We're just here and we're talking about, oh, Gerard. Is it you from TikTok? Thank you guys. If you're watching from TikTok, thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate you guys being here. We're in episode 5 of the Creator Diaries. It's titled What TikTok Taught Me About People. So, the third thing that TikTok taught me about people is attention is not connection. It's not always connection, okay? Followers don't equal friendships. I have to remind one of my moderators all the time because he tends to get into these parasocial relationships with these people online, and he like brings conversations to me or ideas or conversations he's had with other creators and making it seem as if these people really value what he said or his presence, and they might actually, but he takes it to heart as if he knows them. Like, the conversations start to sound like, oh yeah, I told her that I haven't been around, and then he starts telling and divulging information about his personal life to these people that he does not know online. And I have to remind him, you do not know these people. And that's the same whenever it comes to gifting as well. Gifts don't equal loyalty. Messages don't equal genuine care. It's probably just that creator or the viewer being cordial with you as well. Real relationships require consistency. I learned that just because someone is always around doesn't mean they're actually connected to you. They might just be an observer, they might just be there as a spectator, as we talked about earlier. Tabo M. Taman, what's up? Welcome in. Welcome in to everyone who is just now joining. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you for all the thumbs ups. Don't forget to thumbs up the video and hype the video up as well, you guys, if that's possible during the live, y'all. So number 4, the fourth thing that I learned about people via TikTok was boundaries protect your peace. OMG. You guys, if I have ever had to use the word boundaries as much as I have now, it would be because of TikTok. Like, I understood boundaries before I started going live on TikTok, but being a content creator put a whole different meaning and a whole new set of meanings to boundaries. Everyone cannot have access to you, you guys. It's just simply not safe. There are certain things like your personal identity, where you live, and all the things you don't want to be exposing that. There are scary people, stalkers, all types of people out there watching you daily. And you don't know if the person is obsessing over you, expecting, or genuinely has interest in what you're talking about and what you're doing on a daily basis. I also had to learn to say no. Like, there are questions that people are invasive enough to ask, like, how old are you? Where are you from? Where do you live? What are you gonna ask me next? What's my social security number? No thanks. I'm not answering any of those questions. My platform is getting bigger over on TikTok, so I have to be mindful of the information that I allow to be out there on the internet about myself. You never know people's intentions. You guys keep that in mind. You never know people's intentions. So you have to protect your peace by protecting your personal information, your personal assets, and because if you let that information out there like that, those assets can turn into personal liabilities. Okay, you don't want people showing up where you live, showing up where your personal, like, or your real life job, if you have one. You don't want that. You want to keep your personal life private and your business life business. So you have to have those types of boundaries. Do you ever struggle with boundaries, you guys? Let me know in the comments if you guys struggle with boundaries, because big lessons can be learned. And now that we're talking about lessons, the fifth thing that I learned about people due to TikTok, due to me being a live host on TikTok, was people will come and go. People will come and go. Some relationships are seasonal. Everybody is not here for a long time. Some people are just here for a good time, not a long time, especially on TikTok. The turnover rate is so rapid and so quick that it's a blessing if you get to know that person, get used to seeing them every day, remember their names, you guys, because you meet new people every single day. And then the fun thing about it, and the funny thing about it, is whenever you're co-hosting, or if that co-host now becomes a viewer, they will come to your chat. You remember me? You did a battle with me a few days ago. I'm like, do you know I have like over 8,000 followers and people that I communicate with on the daily while I'm live? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying to remember your name. I want to remember your name. I want to keep you around. But one thing I've learned is that I can't lose myself trying to keep people around, you guys. I will do my best to try to remember everyone, but as a rising content creator, like, it gets hard when you're exposed to so many people on so many days of the week, every single day of the week, like me. Like, that's a lot. One last thing that I will say is that TikTok taught me a lot about algorithms and how it changes from daytime to nighttime. Daytime is a little bit more up and popping, everybody's moving around. Nighttime, people are settling down for the day. So the algorithm is also slowing down and not being pushed out as much. So that taught me a lot about what times I'm picking to go live, how long I'm staying on live, all the things, you guys. It's a lot to think about whenever it comes to that. The gifts, the battles, the content creation, but the biggest thing that it taught me was about people. And I want to end with one question for you guys to take away and also answer in the comments. Wait, somebody's saying something. I agree with that. Yes, I absolutely have dealt with people vanishing. Me too, Gerard. Me too. So, my last question for you guys is this: what has social media taught you about people? I want to hear from you guys in the comments. And if you guys ever want to talk to me and you have content creation thoughts or questions, or anything about relationships related to content creation with your significant other, your family, your friends. We also talk about that, parasocial relationships, all the things. Email me, Sharnecia Speaks at gmail.com. Every third live, we do a Sharnecia Speaks episode, and I answer some of your questions. I read your letters, I read your email. Someone along the way, you guys. Sorry, my alarms are going off because it's about that time for me to go live on TikTok. But yes, email me those questions. I will be happy to have a big sis conversation with you. Sharnecia Speaks at gmail.com. I love to hear it. I'd love to share it on live. You can say that you want to be left anonymous, or you can tell me if you want me to say your handle. I will. And I'll just talk you through your situation. You never know who it could help out there who's watching this YouTube live. I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow for an episode of the psychology behind TikTok, behind the battles. Can't wait to bring you another one of those episodes. And I just love today's conversation, you guys. I feel like I could just flow and just tell you guys all the things because I learned so much about people. I love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you for all your support. Every time you see me on and off the app, if you're on this app or over there on TikTok, thank you for all your support. Again, my name is Sharnecia Jaii, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Peace to the Middle East. Bye.